Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Love Club movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark Love Club movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Love Club movies. And this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I love the idea that there were people out there that spent their long holiday weekend watching all the Love Clubs
I want to
for the first time on the Hallmark
I
Channel.
don't believe there's a single one.
They were people that didn't
Email
know.
in.
They don't know.
Yeah, email us in.
They say they didn't want to get Hallmark movies now. I'll wait until
That's
they
right.
air, and they finally aired all
For
four
the
of
first
them.
time they watched them live.
They
on
watched
the
them
original
live. I believe on Sunday they all aired back to back to back to back.
That's how you do it right there.
If I'm correct.
Yeah, I just can't imagine.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Hey guys, can I ask you this one? 17,000 people once went over multiple kind of areas of questionable earth.
terrain. Yeah.
Terrain, yeah. That's
Yeah.
the word. 17,000 once went over? Yeah.
Once went over,
Yeah.
questionable.
Half of them
Yep. How many
have
was that?
seen some sort of change in their overall appearance and goodwill.
Yeah.
Coincidence or not?
Yeah, I think so.
100%.
You think it's a
Yeah,
coincidence?
coin
Not
flip,
caused.
yeah.
but
Coin flip
just-
situation.
You think it's a coin
It's,
flip
the
that
terrain is
half
coin
the
flip.
people...
Yeah.
But do you think it's... What I'm saying is that real?
But a
or
lot
is
of
it
people
all-
go through physical appearance changes.
Over time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you don't think it
Yeah.
has anything to do with
No,
the terrain?
No.
Okay, interesting.
No.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this one, though.
Yeah.
3 out of 4 people
Yeah.
that did that same thing?
Recommend Trident gum.
No. Wanted to know how your weekend was.
Yeah, 3 out of 4. I'm going to stick with the other one.
So you're just not going to tell us?
1 out of 4.
Your long
I will
holiday
say this.
weekend is your boy's birthday. Wonderful
My boy's
time.
birthday was last week, but we had their party on
Yeah, the
Saturday.
party.
Right.
You went. You
I
were
did.
there with your kids. It
Yeah,
was
we had a
fun
great time. Great time.
Yeah, it was a good time. Memorial Day off.
Brian, did you show up solo?
You showed up by
I
yourself.
just hung out in the corner. There was some weird.
It was
I didn't
weird.
stay too long because
You
you
smelled like you'd been drinking, which was a weird. It was a weird. It was early in the morning, Brian.
Yeah. I was spent. I went over some terrain, rough terrain, and so.
Yeah, it
We
was
ended
cold and rainy on Memorial Day
Oh,
weekend
Cold and
for
rainy.
us in South Carolina. So that kind of was ugh.
Cold and rainy.
Yeah.
Cold and rainy.
I blame Brian and Aaron. They
Brought the
brought down
weather?
that New England weather.
That
with
Taylor
them.
Swift downpour.
Aaron looked personally offended
She
when he
did. She was
said
like,
that.
"What did I do?"
Well, I wasn't sure where we were going with us ruining it, but bringing the weather, yeah, I will do all my big events in the pouring rain from now on.
Okay,
Of
course, they're their best.
I just meant the New England weather in general, not the rain. You know.
Cooler and raw.
Did you guys know Aaron went to the Taylor Swift concert?
What?
heard
No.
rumblings?
And it rained.
It
Poured.
rained?
Can you believe this? Can you believe this?
Had to rain
Did you hear
somewhere.
about this one? Hey,
Can
did you hear
you
about this
read
one?
it?
We're going
What's
to be
that?
live in Kansas City.
Yeah, we are.
We're like a week away.
Oh,
We
boy.
almost a little bit over.
a little bit over.
But like
Yeah,
all
like
we get
2
through,
weeks, but then
we
take
get
a few.
through this week.
Yeah.
and it's
And
under
then
a
it's the week.
That's right. It's the week of.
Wow.
Come see us at the live show.
And we're
If you live
excited.
nearby.
Christmas Con,
Yeah.
Kansas City. Actors are dropping out left and right. It's
Not us,
great.
though.
Not us. We're
us.
seeing it
And
through.
we got some fun surprises, I think, for that live show.
I
Yeah,
think
we do.
we do.
I know
You
all
can,
about
you can
them,
still
too.
you
Yeah,
can
you
still
do.
get your tickets. DeckTheHomer.com/KC.
KC?
KC, are you with me?
Oh, yeah.
AC.
We having church.
Ain't going nowhere.
We are doing to celebrate this. We're doing all the
Terrain.
Love Club movies.
Got
We've
me
already
some
done
movies.
one.
They're as bad as a whale.
What's your problem with
You do-
whales?
yeah, you don't like
Yeah,
whales,
I
huh?
don't look. I
That
don't
worked out
like
really good
whales.
right
There's
there.
nothing I can do about it.
Hey,
Well,
guys.
he's on the line. The whale guy's still on the line. Do we just keep him on the line? Can we hang up on the whale
Is that why
guy?
our internet's so slow?
Is that why? That could be because he's Skyping in.
Hey guys.
Yeah, whale guy, what's up, buddy?
Whales matter.
Whales do matter, but you need to get off the line.
I can't get off the line.
You can
I own
hang it
it.
up.
You own it.
Hang it up.
I made a deal with
Do you
the. I
have
made
a
a
name
deal with the
so I don't have to
devil.
feel bad about just calling you whale?
I made
whale
a
guy?
deal with the devil.
Okay.
If I hang up, I die.
If you hang
Boy.
up the phone, you die.
It was a very specific deal.
You should test
Aaron,
it out.
can you hang up on whale
Don't
guy?
do it, Aaron. Don't do
Murderer.
it.
That will not kill him.
No,
if
it
he
will.
hangs
We
up
should
the
try
line.
it.
The deal with the devil was a both and.
It's
He
like
made
speed.
It,
If
he
it goes
made
under
it,
55
he
miles
made
an
it
hour.
explicitly clear. He was explicit.
So you just
He's
have to
the
sit
devil.
there and hear me just
Yes. Well, maybe if you don't talk so bad about whales, this wouldn't be so bad.
whales suck. I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
Ouch. They're doing some crazy stuff out there in the ocean.
They are these
Tipping
days.
boats and
Yeah.
pretty wild.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I
Can you
think
explain
that-
that, whale guys?
Mm.
They still in your heart?
Yeah.
out there hurting?
You guys know about whales?
So let me ask you this, whale guy.
Go
Since I have
ahead.
you on the line.
Are you
are
into
orcas
big fish? Are you swimming?
of a
That's-
world gone bad?
That's FFH.
Do you want to get out of the big
Yes.
dish? I believe.
I think so. You're right.
Big
Listen to
dish.
God, follow His plans.
Amen.
Good. FFH, everybody. Are orcas
Far from home.
Are orcas whales?
What it stands for. Yes, they are.
They're not. They're dolphins. So you don't even know whales. It's unbelievable.
I
It's
didn't
unbelievable
understand
that
the
you're
question.
on here and the guy that doesn't like them
You
I-
repeat
does
the question.
more
I didn't
about them.
understand.
Get off the phone. Get
I
off the
didn't-
phone.
I didn't understand the question.
devil's onto
I
something
will
here.
not hang up. I made a deal with the devil.
He's a good deal for the devil. I mean.
I'm going to go eat some Skittles.
All right, some
That's a great
skills.
idea.
Skittles.
Got it.
Hey, guys, you ready to talk about a love club?
Yeah.
Clearly, with that.
We're talking about Sydney's journey today. This is Sydney's journey.
Oh my gosh, Sydney's journey.
Sydney's journey.
Wow.
February 17th, 2023 is when it originally dropped on the Hallmark movies. Now, did you know that they didn't drop them all in one day? It was over the course of 4 weeks.
Yeah, they
4
wanted
weeks.
to let people, in suspense at what was going to happen in these movies.
Yeah. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
It went a little something like February 17th. It went a little something like this. Sydney is in college. This is very similar to the start of the last one. I don't know. Will this continue? Will all 4
wait
movies
to
start
find
this
out.
way? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? She's a track star and shows up to that classic New Year's Eve party with her boyfriend and is like, I can't do this. That's what he says. And she's like, no worries. Whatever, let's just talk in a couple days. And he's like, no, you're not in my future. I've seen my future. You're not in it. And she still ends up going to the party, going hard on some wine. She brought her own glass container thing, whatever.
Mug even.
So
Any even mug or glass to drink from.
if you recall from original Love Club, Nicole's
Pen pal.
pen pal.
That's right.
Um,
Rosner.
Nicole, they're all at this party. So Nicole, Tara, Lauren, they kind of all meet at this party and they decide they're going to be the Love Club. Fast
And-
forward. Well, go ahead.
And Sydney. Yeah,
And
all
Sydney.
four.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
It's Sydney's journey.
Sydney's journey.
So
of
I,
course,
I
we
figured
get
that
there.
went without
Over
saying.
the terrain.
Fast forward to present day, and Sydney is clearly annoyed by Valentine's Day that is coming up, and she is a foodie. In fact, she runs a popular food blog reviewing all the foods in town. Man, isn't that the dream? She goes out to try this new food truck and bumps into that guy from the beginning. It's Byron.
It's your boy, Jesse Hutch.
It's no,
Nope.
different.
not yet.
Not yet.
Dr.
Sorry.
Will you let
Byron.
me do
Sorry.
this? Dan, will you let me
No.
do this for once?
No.
Go back to whale hating.
If we have a clip show of all the times Brand screwed up a synopsis, we would not have enough time today.
Okay, this is starting to feel personal, and I don't appreciate it. It's Dr. Byron, not Jesse
Dr.
Hutch.
Byron, that's right.
That's right.
Dr. Byron is there, and he goes, he's like, hey, I'm in town, doctor convention, also running, so what's up? So he goes on his way, and she's like, I can't stop thinking about Dr. Byron, and like, what if this is the universe bringing us all back together? So she decides she's going to go and sign up for the half marathon that he mentioned, maybe even run with him. And so she then gets the Love Club on the line. Believe it or not, they all agree to come and hang out with her on Valentine's Day. They all encourage her to not do the half marathon. Don't do that. Don't try to get back together with Dr. Byron. He ruined your life. Well, your New Year's Eve, at least. And so she goes to cancel, but she sees Dr. Byron is there with a fit girl. That's what they call her, not me. I mean, she was, I guess. And ends up confirming her that she is going to do the run. So exactly, everything's going according to plan. So she goes to train. I got to get in shape. I got to go do this stuff. And her new trainer tells her that, hey, I'll meet you later for a run. Except he gets hurt. So he sends his buddy Theo. Theo is
your boy, Jesse Hutch.
There he is. Turns out Theo owns a restaurant that Sydney was less than impressed with. And she's talking about how bland the food is and how it's just not up to snuff. So over the course of the next period of time that is clear, she starts... they keep running together. She starts going over to the restaurant and starts improving some things, saying, hey, what if we add a little of this? What if we add a little of that? Theo is clearly falling for her, but she is still into the Big B, as I am starting to call him, the Big B, Dr. Big B. But Big B is a big doof. He's dumb. We hate him. He's a monster. He's leading this one girl on. He's now thinking maybe I should get back with Sid. Can I have my cake and eat it too? That's what Big B's talking about right here.
Big B.
So they end up going out to eat at Theo's restaurant. Can you believe this? And Theo's bothered by this. Theo's like, I'll serve you your food. I'll be around. And he's basically just wanted to keep an eye on the whole situation here. This bums Theo out and basically ends up telling Sydney that he doesn't even want to hang out anymore. Don't come help at the restaurant. Don't come and do all this stuff. I'm not even going to run anymore. I'm not even going to do the little run. I'm done with this. She ends up telling Byron to shove off, thank God. It's the day of the run, and the Love Club convinces Theo to come and cheer Sydney on. She falls down and hurts her ankle and
Hurts her
crown at the feet of the half marathon. And Theo helps her go across the finish line along with the Love Club. He asks her if she wants to partner together at the restaurant and in life. She says yes, they kiss, the restaurant is a huge success, and that, my friends, was the Love Club. Sydney's journey.
Sydney's cool.
Nope. Sydney's journey, and I threw colon at the end.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll break this movie down here on Deck
the
Hallmark.
Crushing it.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking about Love Club The Deuce, Sydney's journey.
Yeah, we are.
Sydney's journey. Let's break this down.
Love Club The Deuce.
Love Club The Deuce.
That's right.
Colon. Let's break this down. Let's start with a hot take. I'm going to start with Byron.
No, Byron.
Dr. Byron.
The
I got
Big
Dr.
B?
Byron
Yeah,
on the
you
mind.
do.
What's funny is I said Brian, and then I was like, no,
No,
it's
it's
Byron.
Byron.
And then
Oh,
I
Byron.
realized,
I'm
no,
not
I'm
gonna-
talking about you, not the
Screw this
character.
up. It's Byron.
Ouch.
It's Byron. Byron, Big B, baby. Let everybody know what you thought about this movie that you were in.
So this movie that I was in, I'm embarrassed about, obviously. I regret
What
many.
did you think of the first Love Club?
Nick's?
Nick's. Yeah, we'll call her Nick because we
Nicole's
know her
pen
so
pal?
well. Yes.
I remember thinking that it was pretty good. I liked.
You liked it more, but
Than you guys, yeah.
Dan and I hated Ross.
Abhorred it.
Yeah, and
the
I
whole
really
movie.
liked
Because
the,
he's a
really liked
monster.
it.
the
right?
outside of the inn. I remember liking the
you were
inn.
And it
weird
was just
about the
just a
inn.
basic
No,
B
it was not a
in.
basic
It was-
B
It was a
in.
basic B in, is all it was.
I remember liking that a
And
lot.
for some reason, we refuse to acknowledge the obvious fact that Marcus Rosner's character is the worst person of all time.
He's
Right.
real bad. Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I
with
didn't-
this one now, the Deuce.
Let's
Yeah.
see what dumb
Yes.
hot take you have for
Yes,
this
let's
one.
hear it.
well, let's
Yeah.
get
I
this
bet the
over
food
with.
tasted
Yeah,
good
see
at
what kind of
first.
basic B take you got this time. It's basic Brian take.
Basic Byron. Oh man, I hate that that's going to come up again at some point. So I like this movie.
Yeah, of course you
The thing that threw it over the top for me was the Hutch, and in this movie, I feel like the Hutchmeister.
The
If you don't
Hutchmeister.
mind, Jesse. if
I
you
don't.
mind.
I don't think he minds.
I don't think he'd mind either.
I mind.
He in this role as a former frat guy, restaurateur.
Restaurateur. Yeah.
Restaurateur is pretty
Not
cool,
a
though.
restaurateur.
It's like he had a sword.
Yeah. All for one and one for all.
I felt like
Crab
in that,
cakes.
that role he was in was like so good for him. I couldn't imagine another actor in this role doing it as well as he did. Like he's a jock. He's running to stay in shape because he's got to eat. He's got to eat because he's got a restaurant. He loves food. Everywhere he goes, he wants to eat. I don't know. He threw it over the top. Like in Sydney, I like Sydney a lot, but for some reason, the Hutch, like I thought he was just so great and he was so fun to watch. And the only thing, my big thing with him in the movie as the restaurateur tour was
3 restaurateurs.
Aberdeen's was like a little too nice for.
Yeah.
I felt like it needed to be a place where like he could throw someone out the back door if he had to. Like it was just a little fancy for what I felt like he should be in. But I thought it was great. I really liked it. I had a good time with it, and I think at the end of the week we'll probably rank after we've seen all.
Yeah,
of them,
yeah,
rank
of
where
course
they
we
fall,
will.
So I won't
The
say
Love
anything
Club
now.
deserves this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I kind of wouldn't.
It's a quad movie. We gotta.
You gotta
rank the
put
quad.
them in
you
an
gotta rank
order.
the quad.
DJ.
And I wouldn't mind seeing a follow up to this one. Like what happens with the restaurant.
You want a sequel?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a
To
sequel.
a Love Club movie?
You want a
I wouldn't
sequel
mind.
of the second Love Club?
I wouldn't mind
Can I tell
one.
you this, Brian? And
Yeah.
I say this as kindly as I and
Byron, you want to
respectfully
address me as Byron for this?
Either
comment?
or. You are worse than Wales.
Yeah. Oh no,
Thank you.
Whale guy, you can hang up.
Thank you so much.
You found something.
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
you
that.
suck.
Yeah. You want a sequel to Sydney's Journey.
I'm
I
interested.
bet you don't even have a blowhole.
in what
Probably
happened.
like all. Wait a minute.
Whale guy.
No comment.
No comment. I think.
Colon.
I think
What?
that you liked all 3 Hobbit movies. if you want another Sydney's Journey,
I haven't seen a single Hobbit movie.
yeah, there you go.
So
yeah, you probably
answers
would.
that
Probably,
for
man,
you.
I loved another one of these. This is a lot
So
of-
that's kind of where I'm at. Brent?
Thank you for asking me. I like this one more than the first one. My biggest problem with this movie is I didn't buy that she would even consider Byron. Like he's so unlikable to me
Yeah.
that I didn't quite get that whole thing. I agree. I thought the Hutch was wonderful, and it was great to see him back on the big screen in our office.
On the big screen?
The big screen in our office.
For those of you that watched it on a phone, I'm really sorry.
No, you got to
'Cause
watch
you didn't
this
see
in,
Hutch on the big
that's
screen
exactly, in our office.
in our office.
It's not the movie screen; it's the big screen
Yeah.
in our office. To be
To be
perfectly
fair.
clear, to be
They
perfectly
did not
clear.
release Love Club The Deuce
My
in theaters across the country is what you're saying.
No, the big screen
Okay,
in our
got it,
office.
I got it.
To Byron's point,
Man.
the restaurant was too nice because no one with a restaurant that nice is like blown away that seasoning exists. Like that was like
Yeah.
a weird thing. Like, hey, I'm gonna open up this. Like, I'm gonna try to open up a fancy restaurant, but like, don't use salt. Like that was a weird thing that was like a big revelation for someone who owns a restaurant that is that nice. But aside from that, I did really like these two together, and this is better than the first one, and I did have an okay time overall. Dan?
Yeah, it is better than the first one because it exists and is not the first one.
It wasn't terrible, the first one.
I thought the first one was
Oh,
pretty awful, and I'm hesitant to see where we go from here because
Oh.
I wonder if they could get worse. They might could.
Might
My
could.
issue actually wasn't with the plot. I think someone that was attached to someone else in college and somehow can't get over them is a great plot line. I also think the running and the food is also a fine enough plot line for this movie. I didn't buy either one of these two, and I love Jesse Hutch, but it seemed like both leads didn't have a lot of chemistry to me, and it just seemed like we were phoning it in. And then the Love Club is especially phoning it in. It's something we'll talk about probably every movie. I get the feeling because in the first two movies, they literally just come to show up and they just sit around and don't do anything. And so it just doesn't feel, I feel like this was a good idea and they didn't put the time and effort in that like the Sister Swap movies did, where they could have made these all happening kind of in the same, time frame where they all like go to each other's towns, and they didn't do that. It just kind of, And so it is better than the first
The
one.
Wedding
because
Veil even does it better.
Yes, which is crazy to say out loud.
At least in the way in which they all come together. I
The
feel like it
Wedding
just
Veil,
Yeah.
the best of the Wedding Veil movies are better than either of these two movies, which I can't believe I'm saying it out loud, but I am. This was better by default, but not good, and I did not like it, and I'm terrified of what's to come.
let's get to the feels. Did anything in this movie give us those feels? I'll start with you, Brian.
Yeah, them at the restaurant, that actually kind of worked for me. I liked being in that restaurant, them playing around with recipes. Cheeseburger for breakfast, Are you kidding me? Like, not
kidding
that
me
it's
right now?
unusual. Kidding me right now? Just seeing that delicious looking cheeseburger and having it plated, and like just imagine being somewhere where somebody just puts a perfect cheeseburger in front of me for breakfast.
I can't. Can you do a cheeseburger for breakfast, Brand?
Sure, I could.
So, like, if I wake up, I couldn't. But when I worked at UPS and started at 2
Sure,
a.m.
sure,
and got off my shift,
Yeah.
we would go to this place in St. Louis, in Soulard Market in St. Louis, called Hammerstones. Probably still around. That was a bar that served food all day.
Yeah.
So, like, you could go at 9 a.m. and they had cornflake
yeah.
battered chicken tenders.
Yeah. That's
At,
nice.
and 9 a.m., I'd get a plate of cornflake battered chicken tenders. That was living.
I'm not talking rolling out of bed.
No.
Let's grill up a burger. But
Yeah, I can't
like,
do that.
If I'm like I've been up for
yeah.
a while.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
Man,
You can't
that's
do
just-
chicken with a waffle like in the morning. You couldn't do that.
It's tough right when so you roll out of bed at 7 in the morning and you go into the kitchen, you get your kids like a Eggo waffle or something, and you turn around and you get out the beef and start patting a burger down.
No, I'm not saying I do that. I'm just saying I would have no problem. Like if I went to a place and there was like what I would do is I would do that burger within the Krispy Kreme donuts that one place.
That had the Grill 33.
I would do that easy.
yeah,
I would do that easy.
Like if we have a good show Thursday night in KC, and Friday morning we all wake up a little late, we're kind of groggy, we head out, we find like a diner that has a greasy burger, and we just have a nice burger around 10, 11 a.m.
Yeah, no. 10 a.m. burger, whoa, every day. It's
Yeah.
close to that right now. I mean, I'm here for that. But right in the morning,
But what's the difference?
it's me waking up. I can't do it
But
when
if
I wake
you
up.
wake up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and you're like, hey, let's go to brunch.
I couldn't do it. If
You
I woke
couldn't
up at
do it.
9:30, I couldn't
So
do
you
it.
need a buffer.
I need a buffer. I've got to be
time.
awake for a few hours before I'm ready to eat anything.
Wow, interesting.
Now, I mean, there are exceptions. If you pulled
Yeah.
a Krispy Kreme donut right off that line and I was still in my bed, I would probably take it from you. If
Eyes
you were going
closed.
to come in and Brandon feed me in my bed, that would be what I would suggest.
Okay,
you.
well, don't-
Not,
I mean,
not that
don't
I would
tease me
ever
with
do
a
that,
good
but
time.
if you would,
For the
if
vlog.
you were going to do that,
If it were for
that's
the
what-
vlog,
yeah,
I
for the vlog.
Right.
That was it for me. So. Next.
Those crunchy spring rolls. They have brought it out
Yes.
multiple times, and I love a good spring roll, and I love a good food truck. The food in this movie got me.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
he was working on the perfect hamburger for her. I don't know. I'm easily swayed
noodles.
by food, and I did feel like they did the food decent in this movie.
Did the food good.
Gosh, that was mine. My wife makes homemade egg rolls, and they're just fantastic.
They are good.
And
You put a little hot sauce on it.
Oh my gosh! It's the best. It's
Talking
always
about
a
lot
good
of
day.
food.
when
We
that
got a lot of
happens.
episodes to record.
We do.
This is not
tough.
good.
This is not off to a good
tough.
start. That's why we don't record around lunchtime, gang. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. That's all I got.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll do the wait, what's, and the what, the hallmarks here on
Deck the Hallmark.
So
Damn.
good. Is it trademarked?
Yeah, we just got it in.
Should do that quickly before next Wednesday.
Hey everybody, welcome back, TM.
We did trademark welcome back.
Welcome back, which was that was harder than you might think it would be. TM. Let's
is too.
let's get to the wait what's TM, where we talk about anything and everything that made us go wait what. I'll start with you, Byron.
That one got me. It didn't get me before then, but that one got me.
It was perfectly executed. TM. Some fun inconsistencies in the beginning where she opened her mug lid and then in the next shot she opened it again.
Yeah.
Love that stuff. Obviously, you can't blame them for that happening. Like
That's
just
an
what
editing
happened.
situation. Yeah. You can blame the editor. What's his name
Sure.
here?
Yeah. And then she had.
Well, no, you can't just blame the editor. Because if you're in the middle of a sentence and you open it, and then you
but
are
have no
and you
choice.
cut-
They cut back to her. So they did the
Right,
thing
but if-
multiple times.
right, but it's on somebody on set at that
Yeah, that's
point.
true. But
Yeah.
there's still the editor is putting the
coordinator
takes
probably.
together. At
But
the
if
end of the day.
if that's all he has, that's all they have.
Yeah.
Just true.
It's true.
They
It's
could
like,
go
hey-
with any other one's coverage though, right? They could go with somebody else's.
They could have showed the party.
That's
wa-
assuming there's multiple
Yeah.
coverages.
You might
for
not
the
have the
specific
shot.
scene.
So it ends with the editor, but there's a trickle down effect of
Absolutely.
filmmakers involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot
I'm
has to
just
happen.
saying somebody on set needs to be like, hey, you
already
opened the
opened this,
lid
yeah. Yes.
at this point in the
I
sentence.
think that's a script
Match it.
supervisor, a coordinator. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people that has to go through to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's so fun when that happens. And then also she had poured wine into her cup, and we have to assume she drank it because when Tara showed up, she poured champagne into her cup.
That's right.
And so it was either a champagne red wine mix or she had polished off the. So that's just funny. That back injury was hilarious.
Oh man, talk about the
Hilarious.
best.
So I don't know who's more at fault. The Hutch for pulling that move or Mike for falling for it.
He pulled a back. He got a back injury on a too slow. I mean, you don't. That's the ultimate back injury.
It is. Oh, it's for
back injury
for
on a
trainer,
too slow.
on
Yeah,
a trainer, a fitness trainer. Are you kidding? That was wonderful.
Yeah.
So I just love that, and the Hutch did it so good, and Mike just got done so dirty. Leaving vegetables out on the line, he went into his restaurant and just started opening up his line, his cooler, the things in the line there, and they're just everything's cut and ready and just sitting there. I just feel like that's probably not sanitary. You got to put those away.
probably
and just
put
don't
those
leave 'em out.
away. Yeah.
And then at one point, and this is sort of among, this is also a little restaurant thing. Hutch was doing paperwork at the end of the night. He was done for the day. And he realized, he decided he was going to go work on the burger. And so he went to the cooler, he pulled out a patty, and he just tossed it on the grill.
Yep.
An immediate sizzle.
Yes, immediate sizzle.
So it leaves that
Had
oven
that
on
one.
all night. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That was a good one. And then when they started the half marathon, and this is just a nerdy runner thing that people just hate runners. Nobody started their watch when they
Which
crossed
is
the start line.
crazy.
Nobody.
There's a lot of this movie that's insulting to runners, and I'm not one. My wife is, but there's a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
At
You
some
a
point,
runner?
They kind of
I used to run a lot.
Okay.
Not,
they
not
kind
so
of
much now.
mix marathon and half marathon because
Yeah.
they talk about them interchangeably
Oh.
at one point, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
Very
to me.
different things.
Yeah. All those people that run a marathon are out there like they're waking up out of bed going, "You said what?"
Yeah, they're gonna run against.
That's right.
That.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
gonna organize a run against it. But yeah, that was really funny to me. That's it.
I do want to just start off by saying once again, if you invite friends to your house,
Thank
you
you.
can't just keep leaving them.
you.
It's rude. It's wrong. If I moved out of town and Dan said, "Bud, come to Greenville. Let's have a fun time. Let's reconnect."
Now that you're here,
and I come and you just keep leaving me. You just keep leaving me. I would feel so insulted and bummed. This is the second time this has happened in this series, and I am concerned this is going to continue
can't
to
keep
happen. We do find out at the beginning of this movie, Sydney is writing an email to the Love Club. Her email address is at email.com,
classic.
which is
She got
fantastic.
it?
Yeah, she got at email.
At email.com. I love that for her.
Everybody's playing for second.
That email gets sent out. Everybody's reading it, including Tara mid gig.
Yes,
Tara's
you're right.
on stage. The music is playing, and Tara's like, whatever. And I hope we get more of that from her. That's all I got. Dano.
Yeah, I got a few things. Aberdeen serves pizza, burgers, and mac and cheese, and
What did you eat here?
chicken wings and potato chips.
It's like it snowed on this chair. I don't know
Really?
what
You
I'm
ever think
sitting
maybe
in.
it was you? You ever think
You
maybe
ever
it was
think
you
I
instead
sit
of
there more than I do?
instead of immediately accusing?
Oh, this
My
thing-
chair, you sat in my chair to eat wings, and
Powdered
it's a disaster
sugar.
too.
It's
But I'm not
powdered-
going to show you up in front of thousands of people, am I?
Such a
Brock?
Byron move.
It's
huh?
such a Byron move.
My chair's spotless.
I doubt
As
that.
it should be.
Kind of like your chair in the watchroom.
Come over here and take a look. Come over here and take a look.
No, I'm not gonna.
Watch me.
Get some white gloves.
Get some white gloves. Exactly.
Watch me.
A black
Sorry.
light.
Yeah. So it
Maybe
serves
not.
pizza, burgers, and mac and cheese in a fancy establishment.
Remember Room
That's
Raiders?
impressive.
You remember guys remember Room Raiders on
Yes.
MTV?
Yes, I do remember.
And they would
Oh.
always do the black light.
Yeah, always do the
It
black.
was always
light.
stressful.
Yeah, it
Always.
wasn't.
Well, like for the viewer, you're like, I wonder
for
what
the
they're
viewer.
gonna.
It wasn't. Maybe
I-
the person
I
whose
was
room
stressed
What was the
for
point
them.
of Room Raider? Like, who did they?
The
Go on a
room.
date. It was a
but it
dating
was a
show.
dating
Oh,
show.
They check out the other
And they
person's
check out
room.
the other person's
Yeah.
and then
room.
they can decide whether or
If they
not
wanna
they
date
want
him
to
or not.
date. Is that right, Aaron? Is that right?
Yeah, one time Zac Efron was on Room Raiders.
Wow.
Wow.
So
And
that
the,
was.
and the girl didn't know it was Zac Efron.
Well, I think he was rating the rooms.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Did he get to pick someone to go on a date with?
Yeah.
Do you think they actually went on a date?
No.
No.
Would it shock you to know that show was very fake?
No,
I don't think
Yes,
so.
that would shock me.
Actors can't
No.
know.
Sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
No problem. They in this movie, he makes a burger that he wants to put on the menu at the end of the movie to let her taste. First of all, he throws the patty on and it sizzles for a grill that has not been on. Second, he gets lettuce and tomato out immediately and puts it on the bun. The final burger doesn't have lettuce and tomato on it.
Great.
And then lastly, he describes the burger to her as having a brioche bun.
I looked this up. Yeah.
Is it?
Brioche can have sesame seeds on it. Yeah.
That bun
was
looks
shocked.
like a sesame
Yeah,
seed bun.
it doesn't look like brioche.
That
but
does not look like brioche at all.
They kind of look a little bit like that when they have sesame.
Really?
Yeah, I was shocked too.
Well,
yeah.
considering how they missed the first two,
I wouldn't
the
be
patty
surprised.
and the lettuce and tomato, I
Yeah.
can't imagine
You
it
can't
being
give
a
them the
brioche
benefit.
bun.
You're right.
But, there it is. They want to make this doctor sound like a terrible person. So, of course, on a blind date, what they say out of the gate is have him say, so you haven't asked how many lives I've saved. Can you imagine someone saying that in real life and not being just laughed out of the building? Like that is just an absurd level of we got to get this scene done. How can we make him look like a tool? This is how we can. And then lastly, I want to meet the guy who ran the half marathon in a half marathon. We're going to call it marathons from now on. Oh, you ran a marathon. Ran a half marathon in a heavy zip up hoodie. It zipped up with the hood on. You ran over 13 miles. That's impressive. You did it. You accomplished something there. I mean, sheesh. That's all I got.
It's time for What the Hallmarks, where we wonder what could have been. Maybe it means we could have still have. We might get these answers in future Love Clubs. Who knows? Who knows?
Not this one.
Brian?
Mine was just about the menu. You mentioned it, Brand. Like, I wanted to taste everything on the menu. Is that food really that good? It looks great. And also, I've never had a funnel cake, and this made me want to try it.
You've never had a funnel cake?
Never had a funnel cake.
Are we doing that
What?
for the blog? Because literally you can get one at basically any time of day in Greenville.
Really? Yeah, I've never had a funnel cake.
There was a point in time where I think we had 3 funnel cake stores in Greenville.
But you can go to Gather. We can eat
Yeah, I
lunch
think
and get a
they'll
funnel
show.
cake.
Oh, that's a great. Do they do it like that with toppings and all that
Yes.
mess? Yeah. Okay.
Cinnamon sugar.
That
You
sounds
can put
awesome.
what do you want on it. Yeah.
Wow. I did try those deep fried Oreos at Gather.
What'd you think?
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better than the ones at
No,
Sushi Kingdom.
I like the
though.
one at Sushi Kingdom better.
What?
Yeah. I did.
Oh,
like,
you've lost your mind.
I like
you
the
like
tempura
ones
Oreos
better.
more than the deep fried.
No way.
Yep,
No
I did.
way.
I did.
Bold statement.
Man.
So Sydney has a successful food blog. She's now like in the industry, like she's working.
Conflicts, huh?
So like, does she just give up on her blog? Like, how does that all shake out? I would like to get an answer for this because it seems as if this blog and this movie is her full-time job.
Yeah. It
Like we don't see her doing anything else. So she goes out and she tries the food. Now she's working at a restaurant. She does realize that that's her passion, but I imagine like you still got this thing, right? Like you can't just give up on that
I do
altogether.
feel like this is the first time ever that there's been any sort of conflict with a blogger. I feel like no blogger has ever worked for a restaurant and blogged about it. This is the first time.
I do think that.
I
as
think
well.
that's because bloggers are very,
There are, yeah,
you don't look. There's some
All above
integrity
board.
there.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt like there was some
Cutthroat.
sarcasm there, and the
way.
bloggers didn't appreciate it. Dan?
Big blog is coming.
Big bloggers coming for Byron. I just want to know if this is going to happen in every movie where they come and they sit around
No.
and they just sit there while the other person goes off on their adventure and they stay at the house and just talk.
Yeah.
Where they could have done that on Zoom. So we're 2 down. We got 2 left. Is it going to be 4 for 4 on that front?
Well, let's go and find out. Actually, we're going to take a day off tomorrow. We're going to do Ride with the season finale.
Yeah, we are.
Series finale of Ride tomorrow. And then we'll be back Thursday, Friday with
Love Club
with
movies.
Love Club Trace.
Tara.
What?
Lauren.
Yes.
Trace
Tara
as in
and
3.
I
yeah,
thought we were doing the names.
Lauren.
Trace, yes.
Yes.
Lauren is 3.
And
Tara,
Tara
is
4.
4. Correct.
Yes.
Trace and then
Trace and then
Quattro.
Quattro.
C.
That's exactly
C.
right. We're going to be back tomorrow with another one. Until
Double-decker
then.
of the week.
Oh, we have a
sure
double decker of the
will.
week. Oh
Of
my
course we do.
gosh.
Absolutely.
Let's hit that panda. I'm sorry, bud. You almost
He's
came
been
all the way
standing
down
over
there.
there.
He's
You
looking
almost
like a
came,
big thumb
you
with
almost
glasses.
came all the way down here for nothing. Panda, come on over, bud. Double decker of the week. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
boy.
Here again?
Back
Gone
again.
tomorrow. Welcome back. We're talking about the Double Decker of the Week, where we talk about someone who is signed up for Brainwave Jam Plus. Pandy, do that deep dive on someone, and that someone today is
Shannon Weber.
Oh, Shannon Weber. What? The Webster.
The Webster.
Oh, my goodness.
Webster Grill.
Oh, man.
You could buy one of those.
They're
It's
good.
It's quality craftsmanship.
No way.
If you're going to buy a grill, Webster Grill's a really good option.
Is
That's
this
all
a
I'm saying.
repeat?
No, it's not a repeat.
No.
We don't do repeats.
No, you're right.
That's right.
Who do we have?
Weber
Shannon Weber?
Grill. You're a, you're a bacon
Webster.
no-no is what you are.
Bacon, no,
You
right.
are a big shot.
Right.
Let me go ahead and say this.
Please do.
Shannon,
Uh-oh. I
This
don't like
is
it when you do
emotional.
this.
I don't know how I feel about this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair. At least you're
Okay.
honest. At least you're
Wow,
honest.
this is the first time
She
you've
has
been on the fence about it.
right, and
You'll see why.
yeah, you'll see why in a moment. She has looked at the justice system
Uh-oh.
and said we have some problems here.
Is this worse than non-disclosure?
Yes, it is.
Uh-oh.
I think we'd all agree. We could look at the justice system, and it probably needs to be turned on its head a little bit.
Yeah. And but more specifically, she found that trials tend to be a little boring.
Oh, interesting.
So the part of the thing where a jury of your peers decides if you're innocent or guilty of a crime, that part is boring.
She found that to be a real snoozer.
But is the goal entertainment?
I think in some level it probably would help.
Okay.
I think we'd be more inclined to pay attention.
All right. We do have the commercial for non-disclosure. We don't. Okay, go ahead.
And so what she does is whenever somebody is up on the stand, and these are small little civil cases.
Yeah,
Oh,
these
okay.
aren't the big boys.
Not
Got
the
it.
big boy.
got
I
it,
want to
got
be
it, got
clear.
it.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fender benders, those kind of things. She has hired a team, and
Is there a jury for a fender
Do you
bender?
think fender benders go to criminal court with juries?
Dan, I'm not here to question the justice
Because you
system
said
here.
criminal justice system, and then you said fender benders.
Right.
And those two are not the same.
What if you fender bend and then run?
Unless you killed someone in the process,
Fender bend and run is a
hit
big-
and run would not. I don't think you.
You don't think if you
I
hit,
do-
Just tell me what the trials.
they start yelling at the person up on the stand and kind of mocking them. A little bit of just being rude and a little sassy, a little squirrely. It's almost like Jerry Springer-esque.
What's it called?
mock trial.
Mock trial. You
Yeah, I
got
thought it
it.
was a mock trial. I thought it might be.
So you get to go here willingly?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you have
So
to.
you
You have to
can
choose.
agree.
You
It's like a
Okay,
daytime
all right,
court
all right,
kind of
all right,
situation.
okay.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
could
it's like-
choose mock trial, like you would choose.
It's like
Judge
roast
Judy.
me. It's like, hey, roast me.
Roast
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
yeah. But
Oh,
I mean,
man.
yeah. Would you watch it?
I'd watch that.
Would you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would watch it for
I
sure.
feel like it's
You're-
making
you're
a
on the-
mockery of our justice system.
it is. But I like it
Really?
for entertainment.
Entertainment.
Is it just about entertainment to you?
In this case,
it's just a big clown
in
show.
this case, yes. That's the whole point of it. There's still regular court.
Roxy Maddox claims she
Ba-dum.
bendered and ran,
Ba-dum.
but she wants
Ba-dum.
to get the H roasted right out of
Bum-bum.
She says, I may have
Bum-bum.
hit that car
Bum-bum.
and took off in my
Bum-bum.
judge shoes.
Bum-bum.
But you know what
Bum-bum.
you can do? Tell me I'm dumb. Tune in now to see if the roasters got it or if they got nada. Here on Mock Trial.
Hey, you're dumb.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? What's that on your face?
I do.
Got him.
I didn't bump his car. I didn't do it.
No crown car coming in.
I just flew in from Phoenix, and boy, are you dumb. Who was in that? I want to be out of a few. Who was who there? Because the guy who said, "Do you swear to tell the truth?" I guess was the bailiff.
Yeah.
But was also the roaster.
Right.
And there was a lot happening there that I think we got lost in the weeds.
Can
on.
I ask this?
They're on a tight budget.
Yeah.
Can
wish
I
we had
ask this
just
also
more than
really
the audio.
quickly?
Yeah.
Please.
Did Mock Trial get an a cappella version of Crazy Train for the theme song?
They did. And then the
Well,
person,
that's weird.
The person that was the hit and run, her name was Roxy Maddox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that doesn't
mean,
even sound
yeah,
like a real.
good for her,
I don't
man.
know, man.
Good for her.
Well, I'm here for it. Maybe we'll do it on Yo Gabble Gabble.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Another
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
to sign up for Brainwash
Mock
Jam
trial.
Plus.
Absolutely.
Back to you boys in the studios. Oh, wow.
wow.
Thanks, Panda
Yeah,
Bud.
thank
Okay,
you,
you get
buddy.
out of here, bud.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, next week.
Next week, more of the same.
Yep.
Until next time, I'm the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.